focus on when you want to really move forward with your cravings. You want to make progress in overcoming your craving for sugar and food addiction. And these are the four things. I'm going to walk you through them. And the really cool thing about them is that they kind of came to us right before we were going to go live in our very, very, very first 5-day Crush Your Cravings challenge. So over 4 years ago. And we sat and we realized, oh, it created a beautiful an acronym to focus on as we begin to take better care of ourselves. And that's the acronym CARE. So let me walk you through this. When you want to recover, one of the first things you need to do is develop deeper connections. You need to develop deeper connections with others who are on the same journey as you and deeper connections within yourself. In fact, we found that connection is the opposite of addiction. Connection is the opposite of addiction. I've said that twice because it's super, super important. The disease of addiction isolates us and alienates us. It makes our world so small, and then it gets us to the point where we're actually going against our own morals and our own values. So connection is the total opposite of that because when we're not isolated, when we're connected, we can start to make better decisions for ourselves. We can start to connect with strategies, tools, resources that make it so much easier for us to actually do what we want to do instead of doing what we've always done, which is to try to take the simple way, the quick way. And unfortunately, that way doesn't work. It never has. So the first is connection. We absolutely need connection. The next thing we need, the A in CARE, is stands for action steps. First of all, we need to know what to do. We need to have clarity on the actions that we need to take in order to get the results that we want to get. So it's always good to have the end in mind and know the kind of person that you want to be, the kind of person that you want to become, how you want to live. But you need to know the action steps to take in order to get there. And that's the second big thing. Because when we focus on staying connected and then we focus on doing the things that keep us connected and keep us moving forward, regardless of the challenges, obstacles, or setbacks that we face, then we're always progressing. And one of my favorite tools in regards to action steps is something called what's first and what's next. And I'll do a totally separate video about this, but I just want to give it to you really quick because I think it's really powerful. So if you're ever stuck and you're not sure what to do, like you're overwhelmed by your options, you have too many resources, too much information is available to you, all the diets that are available to you online, all the food plans, things to try, things you've tried, so much information running through your head, blah, 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 blah. And it can be really confusing as to know where to start. All you need to do is you need to know what's first and what's next. That's it. That's all you need to identify, just what's first and then what's next. And what's really cool about that is after you complete your first thing and your next thing, then all you need to do is identify your next two things, your next what's first and what's next. So those are the kind of action steps that you're going to take, and they're going to be individualized to you based on what your struggle points are, the things that you need help with in terms of starting out, whether you live alone, you live with other people. Both those have drawbacks and positive. It just depends on your situation. But those action steps are going to be the things that are going to become the habits because you may have aha moments, you might have revelations when you hear something, but that's not a breakthrough. A breakthrough is when that new information becomes a habit, and that takes place as a result of action steps. Okay, so you have connection, action steps. Next, we're going to walk you through the R in the CARE framework, and that's recovery protection, which is a lot simpler than you might think. So, what recovery protection is it's staying planned, prepared, and protected. That's all. It's having a game plan in place. It's following through on it. It's allowing yourself to get feedback and new information based on how things went and adjusting. It's about looking at your day or your week or your month and identifying the points in that timeline that could be triggers for you. It might be a vacation with your family. It might be a business trip. It might be a cruise. It might be your girlfriend's sister's brother's son's uncle's wedding. The reality is that if you don't know what to plan for, it's very hard to accurately plan for it. So it's about seeing the situations that are taking place in your life so that you can make adjustments for them in advance. Like we're not going to wait till you're in trouble to plan for trouble, or we're going to look for trouble in advance. We're going to try to identify the areas where you might come into some conflicts in terms of who you are right now and who you want to be, so that you can perform in such a way as to get the benefits of this new lifestyle that you're so desperately reaching for, right? When you're past cravings and that your recovery is really grooving and you're moving forward and you're making progress and things are changing, your face shape starts to change, your clothes start to fit differently, you have more energy, you're really attaching to this. You can start to do more things, more hiking, more walking, more social events. You're not keeping people behind. You can get up and down off the floor. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you for what's possible, right? So you know what you have to protect. Even if you don't have these things yet, they will occur if you continue in this process, right? So, setbacks are a part of life, but that doesn't mean that you can't plan in advance for things so you can stay the course. It's we say focus stands for follow one course until successful, meaning like the plan that you have is great, but you need to stick with it. It needs to meet a few stipulations. For instance, if you eat something that you crave, you're going to crave it again. That's the nature of this thing. That's the nature of cravings. So it's really important that we're looking ahead. And we have really cool ways for you to be able to do this. And they're not complicated at all. They're really simple. They're simple questions that you need to ask yourself, and it will help you identify that number one area that you need to focus on next. It'll tell you what could happen in this week, in this month. So, recovery protection is about staying ahead, it's about paying attention to your feedback and making the right changes or adjustments as you fine tune your plan. Okay. So it is definitely focused with the end in mind, the end being the results that you want to have, the reason why you want to crush your cravings, the reasons why you want to work to overcome your addiction on a daily basis, so that you can live better, more fully. And you can get all those things I talked about, the body changes, the energy changes, the health changes, no more injections, amazing things. But we have to plan for those results. Those don't happen by accident. They happen on purpose as a result of the habits and practices you take part in, the things that you do. And we need to protect all that we've gained. Even if you have one day out of sugar or food or whatever it is that you're addicted to, one day, you need to protect that one day. I don't want to wait till you have 90 days to start protecting your recovery. That's silly. That's nonsense. You have a brain that's going to tell you to eat, to do things that you know cause harm. That's the kind of brain that you have. So we need to start the protection process out of the gate. And that's the R, recovery protection. Okay. So in the care framework, the final step is E, and that's education. And what do you need to get educated about? About your brain and about your body. You need to get educated about your triggers, about the people that set you off, about the people that make suggestions that just aren't helpful for you. Those food pushers that you meet at social events. Maybe they're in your family. It might be an aunt or an uncle or someone that always is trying to shower you with their love through the means of giving you the foods that you know are killing you. Right? You need to know how to handle that. You need to know the steps to take so you can stay ahead of the curve. And that's what education is about. It's about staying up to date with yourself, with your experiences, with your food plan, with your recovery plan. Because if you make those adjustments and you're paying attention to what's happening and you're learning as you go, there's nothing that's going to stop you. Nothing. Because you're ahead of the game. You're paying attention, you're observing, you're increasing your level of self-awareness. You're starting to see patterns that you never saw before. And it's about having the tools and the strategies to not only identify but to be able to act. so you can get the best results from your recovery. So it's not guessing, because recovery isn't about guesswork. It's about selected strategies and techniques that make a massive difference. So when you put this all together, you have care. You have care. And care is literally defined as genuine concern for oneself or others. That's what you have. By staying in connection, by taking the actions that are necessary, by protecting your recovery, and by educating yourself about your body and about your mind and about the things that work and about the things that don't work and about the people that aren't helping you and about the people that are, you have a circle of protection. You're guarded. You're in a bubble of recovery, of an opportunity to change and to transform. And these are the four things you need to focus on. So maybe you thought I was going to tell you four foods to eat or four foods to avoid, but it's bigger than that. We're all unique chemical factories. I mean, to a degree, yes, no one needs sugar. No one needs processed seed oils, but we all need to find our special place where we get the perfect amount of the perfect things for us. And that's individual. And it's not that I can't help you do it because I can. And we've simplified it, down, 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 down so much to just like the basics. So there isn't a lot of questioning or worrying. But what you really need to focus on is connecting with other people that identify with addiction like you do. Connecting with other people that are working on their recovery and improving your life. And then you need to take the actions that get you the results, that get you those wonderful, almost dream-like, optimistic results that are totally possible for you. And you need to protect whatever you've gained here on this journey. Again, whether you're on day 0 or day 4,000 million, it doesn't matter. The point is that you have something to protect. Whether it's just one clean meal, that's worth holding on to. How are you going to hold on to it when the kids get off the school bus? How are you going to hold on to it when you're at that birthday party? How are you going to? And that's what recovery protection is about, and education staying ahead of the curve. That's the care framework, and it is the core framework that you need in order to totally transform your life and to recover from addiction. Your addiction wants you to struggle and stay stuck, but your recovery mind wants you to thrive. It wants you to explore new possibilities. It wants you to realize things that you can barely even dream of. Freedom, energy, vitality, choices, opportunities, health. Those are all available to you. Just follow the framework. Connect with other addicts. Take the action steps that you think you need to take in order to stay well. Protect what you have and educate yourself about yourself. And you're on your way. Be back soon. Take care.